John Kerry. The name alone sends shivers down the spines of patriotic Americans. He's become a symbol, a caricature almost, of the radical left's agenda. But behind the polished facade and the carefully crafted speeches lies a cunning political operator, a man we've come to call the Green Goblin. Like the comic book villain, Kerry operates in the shadows, pulling strings and manipulating events to advance his dangerous ideology. He claims to be a champion of the people, a fighter for the environment, but his actions tell a different story. From his early days in the Skull and Bones Society to his current role as climate envoy, Kerry has left a trail of broken promises and questionable dealings. He embodies the hypocrisy of the elite, preaching austerity for the masses while living a life of luxury and privilege. This is not a man to be trusted. This is a man to be exposed. It's time to pull back the curtain and reveal the true John Kerry, the Green Goblin lurking beneath the surface. His radical agenda threatens the very fabric of our nation. We must be vigilant, we must be informed, and we must be prepared to fight back against his insidious influence. The stakes have never been higher. The future of our country hangs in the balance. We cannot afford to be silent any longer. Join me as we delve into the dark world of John Kerry, the Green Goblin of American politics, and expose his radical agenda for what it truly is, a threat to our freedom, our prosperity, and our way of life. John Kerry's influence extends far beyond the borders of the United States. His role as climate envoy has given him a global platform, allowing him to shape international policies and agreements. But what are the true intentions behind his diplomatic efforts? Are they genuinely aimed at combating climate change, or is there a more sinister motive at play? Many believe that Kerry's actions on the world stage are part of a larger strategy to consolidate power and control. By positioning himself as a key player in global environmental initiatives, he gains the trust and support of other nations, all while advancing his own radical agenda. His participation in high-profile summits and conferences often comes with grand promises and ambitious goals. Yet time and again these promises fall short, leaving a trail of unmet commitments and disillusioned allies. Environmental activists who once saw Kerry as a beacon of hope now question his true dedication to the cause. They point to his ties with powerful corporations and his willingness to compromise on key issues as evidence of his duplicity. The contrast between his public persona and private actions is stark. While he advocates for reducing carbon emissions and promoting sustainable practices, he continues to lead a lifestyle that contradicts these principles. Private jets, luxury accommodations, and extravagant events are all part of his routine, raising questions about his sincerity and commitment. As citizens, it is our duty to demand transparency and accountability from our leaders. We must scrutinize their actions and hold them to the highest standards. John Kerry's case serves as a reminder that we cannot take their words at face value. Investigative journalists play a crucial role in uncovering the truth and exposing the hidden agendas of those in power. Their relentless pursuit of facts and dedication to the public interest are essential in maintaining a healthy democracy. Throughout his career, Kerry has been involved in numerous controversies and scandals. From his early days in politics to his current position, his actions have often sparked debate and criticism. These incidents provide valuable insights into his character and motivations. In the face of such challenges, it is crucial for citizens to unite and take a stand. By coming together and raising our voices, we can challenge the status quo and demand a better future. The fight against radical agendas and hidden motives is not an easy one, but it is a necessary one. Together, we can work towards a brighter, more transparent and just society. John Kerry's legacy will be shaped by the actions he takes and the choices he makes. It is up to us to ensure that his influence is held in check and that his true intentions are brought to light. Let us remain vigilant, informed, and ready to take action. The future of our nation depends on it. Join me as we continue to explore the depths of John Kerry's radical agenda and work towards a better tomorrow. To understand John Kerry, you have to understand the world he comes from, a world of privilege and power hidden behind closed doors, a world where secret societies like Skull and Bones hold sway, shaping the minds and ambitions of America's elite. Kerry, a proud member of this shadowy organization during his time at Yale, learned its dark arts well. Imagine a world where powerful men gather in secret. They perform strange rituals and make deals that impact the lives of millions. This is the world of Skull and Bones. Founded in 1832, this all-male society boasts a membership roll littered with names like Bush and Harriman, families who have shaped American politics for generations. They call themselves the Order, arrogantly believing themselves to be the chosen few, destined to rule. What goes on within the walls of their tomb-like headquarters, known as the Tomb, remains shrouded in secrecy. Rumors swirl of bizarre initiation rites, oaths of allegiance, and a disturbing fascination with the occult. Is it any wonder that a man steeped in such an environment would emerge with a warped sense of entitlement and a willingness to operate in the shadows? Kerry's membership in Skull and Bones should give any freedom-loving American pause. It speaks to a disdain for transparency, a comfort with elitism, and a willingness to put personal ambition above the needs of the many. This is not the behavior of a public servant, but of a power broker, more concerned with consolidating control than serving the people. John Kerry wants you to believe he's a war hero. He wants you to see those medals on his chest and think of courage, of sacrifice, of honor. He wants you to see a man who has faced the horrors of war and emerged with a sense of duty and patriotism. But the truth, as always, is far more complicated. The narrative of heroism is often layered with complexities that are not immediately visible. Kerry's Vietnam War record and the way he's used it for political gain is a microcosm of his entire career, a carefully constructed narrative designed to obscure a more troubling reality. His political journey has been marked by a series of calculated moves, each designed to bolster his image while masking deeper issues. Yes, Kerry served in Vietnam. He was there in the thick of the conflict, experiencing the chaos and danger firsthand. Yes, he was awarded medals for his actions. These medals were meant to signify bravery and exceptional service. But the swift boating controversy that erupted during his 2004 presidential campaign raised serious questions about his record, questions that have never been adequately answered. The controversy cast a long shadow over his candidacy, bringing his past into sharp scrutiny, questions that have never been adequately answered. The American public was left in a state of confusion, unsure of what to believe. Veterans who served alongside Kerry disputed his accounts of events, bringing their own experiences and perspectives to the forefront, accusing him of exaggerating his role in combat and even questioning the legitimacy of some of his medals. These were not just casual accusations. They were serious claims that struck at the heart of his credibility. These accusations, made by men who risked their lives for our country, were brushed aside by the media. The media, often seen as the gatekeepers of truth, seemed to dismiss these voices without thorough investigation. They were labeled as smears, as partisan attacks. But the doubts lingered. The public was left to sift through the noise, trying to discern the truth amidst the clamor. The American people were left to wonder who was the real John Kerry. Was he the decorated war hero he presented himself to be, or was there more to the story? Was he the brave soldier he claimed to be, or was he something else entirely? The contrast between the image he projected and the allegations against him created a complex and often contradictory picture. The swift-boating controversy revealed a deeper truth about John Kerry, his willingness to exploit even the most sensitive aspects of his life for political gain. It showed a man who was not afraid to use his past as a tool for his future ambitions. He used his military service as a shield, deflecting criticism and silencing dissent. This tactic, while effective in the short term, raised questions about his integrity and authenticity. This is not the mark of a true leader, but of an opportunist, someone who prioritizes personal gain over genuine leadership. A man willing to trample on the truth to advance his own agenda. The story of John Kerry's swift boating is not just about one man. It's a reflection of the broader political landscape, where truth is often the first casualty in the battle for power. John Kerry's political career is a masterclass in ambition. From his early days as a senator to his stint as Secretary of State and now his position as climate envoy, Kerry has always been a figure of immense political presence. His journey through the corridors of power is marked by a relentless drive and an unyielding determination to shape policy and influence global affairs. One thing has remained constant throughout his career: Kerry's insatiable thirst for power. He craves influence, revels in being close to the levers of control, and he will stop at nothing to achieve his goals. As a senator from Massachusetts, Kerry built a reputation as a shrewd operator, a man who knew how to work the system to get what he wanted. His ability to navigate the complex web of political alliances and rivalries is nothing short of remarkable. Kerry was a master of compromise, willing to abandon his supposed principles in a heartbeat if it meant securing a legislative victory. His voting record is a testament to his flip-flopping nature, a hodgepodge of positions that seemed to shift with the political winds. Whether it was healthcare, foreign policy, or economic reform, Kerry's stance often seemed to align with whatever was politically expedient at the time. This adaptability, while criticized by some as opportunistic, allowed him to remain a significant player in the ever-changing landscape of American politics. His failed presidential bid in 2004 only seemed to fuel his desire for power. He returned to the Senate even more determined to leave his mark on the world stage. And when Barack Obama offered him the position of Secretary of State, Kerry jumped at the chance, eager to finally grasp the global influence he'd always craved. As Secretary of State, Kerry's tenure was marked by significant diplomatic efforts, including the Iran nuclear deal and the Paris Climate Agreement. These initiatives showcased his ability to engage with international leaders and negotiate complex agreements. But power, as they say, corrupts. And in Kerry's case, it revealed a dangerous arrogance, a belief that he knows better than the American people. He views himself as a global statesman, answerable to no one, free to pursue his own agenda regardless of the consequences. This is not the behavior of a public servant, but of a ruler, a man convinced of his own righteousness. His actions often reflected a sense of superiority, as if he alone held the solutions to the world's most pressing problems. Kerry's role as climate envoy under the Biden administration further exemplifies his enduring influence. Tasked with addressing the global climate crisis, he has continued to push for ambitious environmental policies. However, his approach has not been without controversy. Critics argue that his methods are heavy-handed and that he prioritizes international agreements over domestic concerns. This has led to a perception that Kerry is more interested in his legacy on the world stage than in the immediate needs of the American people. Despite the criticisms, Kerry remains a formidable figure in American politics. His career, built on political maneuvering and strategic alliances, is a testament to his enduring ambition. Whether one views him as a dedicated public servant or a power-hungry politician, there is no denying the impact he has had on both national and international affairs. As he continues to navigate the complex world of politics, one thing is certain: John Kerry's influence will be felt for years to come.